Hello YouTube. So, if you guys have been with my channel since I started with like my third review, which was Into the Woods, then you guys might know that I do get a little bit irritated when there are non-stop musicals, like musicals that never seem to want to stop singing, which I find is totally pointless. Yeah, like that. So, as you can tell, I really don't like these type of movies. So, His Little Shop of Horrors any different? No? No, it is not. I really do hate this movie. So, yeah, let's go into it. So, the story is that a young man named Seymour works at a little shop, thus the name, and this shop isn't doing too well. People, for some odd reason, I know this is a big stretch here, aren't too interested about little plants. I know, you must be shocked, but yeah, they're out there. Um, Such a limited few, I guess. Um, and all of a sudden, he just happens to find this little plant. So he decides, I'm gonna take this. It's no known species of plant, but yeah, it looks trusting. So he decides to take the plant because he's not too smart, I guess, and tries everything he can to actually get the thing to grow. Nothing seems to be working. Not even the best fertilizer, not being in direct sunlight, not getting water, nothing. That is until one day he gets a cut on his finger. So he finds out that the plant is craving blood. Again, totally trustworthy there. Me, I would throw it out, but yeah, it eats blood. Totally seems like a good sign there. And then they decide to show it off outside the window because it's a cool looking plant, I guess. And it starts to raise some attention. People are wondering what species it is. No scientists ever come to investigate it, though. I guess they're not too curious about what type of species it is. And basically the popularity of the plant is beginning to rise. But so is its appetite. As the plant starts to grow, it's getting more and more hungry for blood because it still likes blood. I know you thought that would change, but nope, it still likes blood. But now it's craving a bigger appetite, which is man. Not just the blood from man, a full person. Again, I think that Seymour might have missed some of the red flags here. But since there's a guy who's kind of a jerk, even though to me he's the most interesting character, he's the best character out of the whole movie, he decides, yeah, he's perfect for plant food, so he just lets him die instead of trying to help him and save his life. Great guy. And then he just decides, yeah, I'll be cool with this. So he just gives the guy's dead body to a plant. The plant after cutting it up with an axe. Never once thinking this might be a bad idea. And then of course some people find out about this. And the plant just says, now I'll just eat him. So, basically all his troubles can go away as long as the plant decides, yeah, I can just eat you if you're annoying me. But then he starts to realize slowly and slowly, I mean, very slowly, it takes him a while to find out this, The plant that eats people might be trying to kill people. I know, you're shocked, but it apparently took him the whole movie to get this, and his girlfriend, spoiler, dying, and getting fed to the plants, just for in the end him to be like, you're kind of a jerk, you deserve to die too, just like the dentist. The dentist deserved to die because he was a jerk, and now you're being a jerk, so you deserve to die. That's my whole entire reasoning right there. So, it's a big showdown with him and the plant, and then the plant eats him, and then there are many more plants spread throughout the world, and he takes over the world. Okay, that would have been the good ending. Actually, that ending was made. Really, go check it out. That is the best scene. That's the second best scene out of the whole movie. I'll talk about the best scene later. But that's the second best scene out of the whole movie, even though it was cut out. So, instead, Seymour just electrocutes the plant, and I guess that killed it. So now he can live a pretty boring, subpar life. Really, what's he gonna do now? The person that I was gonna run away with is dead. He doesn't have anyone to pay him at his job. I mean, I guess he's got enough money, but what's he gonna do? I don't know. They never say. Now, one of the few problems with this movie, at least in its story, is how Seymour feels about everything. He knows that it's bad that he's killing people for this, yet he doesn't care. He wants the money even though the popularity is too much for him to take. Seeing the problem here? Popularity is too much for him to take, and that's why he's still doing all this stuff to keep the popularity. Doesn't quite go together, does it? Also, the reasoning that he's killing, that he's chosen these certain people to, well, get fed to the plants, isn't that explained? I mean, we know the dentist is a jerk, but does that really warrant death? I mean, if you saw a school bully, would you say, that guy deserves to be plant food? He totally deserves this, because he's a bit of a bully. Totally warranted. So, that's one of the bigger problems with this movie. Also, seeing as they do try and make you feel bad for the characters most of the time, and the characters are not that well fleshed out, but I'll talk about them later, it doesn't really seem to work. And the story can go all over the place with Seymour saying, yeah, okay, I like this popularity, and then saying, oh, wait, no, I don't like this popularity. Wait, now I do. No, I don't. So he keeps on going back and forth on whether or not he should like the popularity, which is understandable. I mean, he's killing people for it, but it just doesn't seem like he should just be like, yeah, okay, I'm cool with it now. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I just got a brain cell in my head that maybe I should be doing something about this. No, my brain cell just evaporated. So, yeah, no, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I was doing. So, for the story overall, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's not that bad, but with everything that's with all the stuff going on in it, it's just really nonsensical, which, if you're into that sort of thing, then you'll probably enjoy it, but me, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't seem to feel like a flowing story here, and nothing really worked. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it just didn't seem to be going right. And if you're wondering why I'm not talking about the songs, oh, but But first I gotta go on to the characters, so let's go on to them. So the characters here, well, not done that well, mainly because they never shut up. I'm sorry, I know songs, that's separated for the songs, but they never do shut up. It's very irritating. But really, they don't get that developed, so there's not much to them, nor are there that many characters to talk about. So I'll just go over the main ones, or at least the ones that seem to get some attention. For one, we got, of course, the main character, Seymour, who is just boring in this. There is nothing interesting or endearing about him. He's just the dorky guy, and we've seen that done before. If they wanted to make it different, they would have to do something new with it. But they don't. They're just like, he's the dork. Make him a dork. Although I will say that the actor who plays him does do good in other roles as the dork. As the dorky guy, because he's not the main focus. Like in Ghostbusters, it's the same actor. He's in both of those, but he's in both of those movies. He's a dorky guy, and yet they use it. They use it to their advantage. They know they can get some comedic possibilities out of it. So that's what they do with it. They let him go all out with it. And he's funny. He's legitimately funny there. But here, either he's overshadowed by too many songs, or they're either blander or more interesting characters to focus on, or it's just the fact that, I don't know, he's just not a character that I particularly enjoy. He is not too interesting of a character, and he's not all that defined. Although he's 10 times better than the most irritating character in the film, Audrey. Not Audrey 2, which is the plant. Just Audrey. Oh, God. Audrey. Where do I start with Audrey? Well, for one, I want to get this out of the way. There's one scene, literally one scene of her I found myself laughing at. And guess what? Apparently the creators thought it was too funny, because they deleted it. But there's one scene where her and Seymour are singing again, and yet then she's just telling him to shut up with the singing and go get ready to go because they're going to run away together. That was funny. That's the only thing she did in this that I laughed at, or found enjoyable, or not wanting to rip my ears off, because her voice is so high-pitched. I don't know if this is the real actress's voice. If so, I hope I'm not offending her, because she does seem like she does have some talent. But her voice is so high-pitched, I swear she must have been a Chipette. I mean, good God. Her voice is just so high-pitched, it's hard to even listen to. And she's one of the main characters, so she sings a lot with that high-pitched voice. Yay! And now, I wouldn't really mind her voice that much if, she was an interesting character, but she's not. She's just boring. There's nothing that endearing about her. It's just, she's the girl. Ooh, blown away with that character. There's nothing really all that great about her. Except for one thing. Her boyfriend. No, not that loser Seymour. No, I mean the dentist. my gosh. Okay, this is my favorite character out of this whole movie. He's played by Steve Martin, who is a very funny actor. If you have seen him in like Plane, Trains, and Automobiles, he's a very good actor. And he was also in The Prince of Egypt as one of the two priests. Hetep and Hoy. I don't know how to pronounce their names. I forgot, I guess. But he is a very good actor, and that definitely shows here. He is just having a blast with this. I mean, I don't know what it is about this character, but he's a riot. Okay, so basically his character is, he's a dentist who has the most twisted version of being a dentist if I have ever seen one. He basically says, well, why should you be a dentist? Well, according to him, if you were asking him for some reason, he would say it's because they're straight up sadists. Yeah, they get to cause people misery here. Okay. And he goes and he fulfills that role definitely, because we'll just watch his dentist song. This is literally the only song I enjoyed in the whole picture, within good reason. He is great in this scene. That is my favorite scene in the movie, not including the Bill Murray going to the dentist scene. Yeah, basically all my favorite scenes in this movie include the dentist. Oh yeah, and Bill Murray was in there too. And I just think that he did a great job in this performance. He's really the only character and actor in this movie that hit it out of the park. He's just so great. He's so insane with his role. It just feels perfect. And after him is going to be the Plant, which is of course what people remember from this movie. They also remember his songs, which I'll talk about later. But he did get pretty popular, and I guess I can see why. I mean, he is a fine character. Pretty fun, I guess. I don't know, I just never really saw that great, interesting character with him. I mean, it just sort of seems very outplaced to me. Like, this is supposed to be a character that, I don't know, I just didn't see it right. I guess I just didn't experience this character right or something, but he just doesn't feel like a good character to me. There's not much to him. We don't learn anything about him or why he even wants to destroy the world. He just kinda does. And it's not really that dived into. Then after him is Seymour and Audrey's boss, who is alright. I mean, he's acted well, but there's not all that much to his performance aside from being the big, loud boss character. Basically, picture the boss from Jurassic World, and then you got him. So, for the characters, I'm going to give them a 5 out of 10. Because they are some good characters. Like, when they do get characters right, especially with Steve Martin, they get them right. They get them right on point. But when they get them bland, which is what I can have to say for most of the characters, they're really bland, and they don't offer anything new. So, I guess it might just be me who feels that way about them, but they can be pretty bland and hard to sit through. Although they're not as hard to sit through as the next thing. This is the part where you might want to lower your speakers, folks. Okay. The song. Now, like my Into the Woods review, I'd say I do not like movies musicals that just never shut up, never stopped singing. So far, I've only come across 2 of those. This is one of them. Although, contrary to Into the Woods, I at least have 3 songs I like on here. That being the 2 songs sung by the plants, Feed Me, which I thought was okay. It was a heck of a lot better than anything else that they were giving me out. And also the song, Mean and Green, which is basically the same thing I gotta say for Feed Me. They're both pretty decent songs. But the one that I absolutely love in this movie, and I mean, I love this song, it's literally one of my ringtones on my phone, is the Dentist song. I love this song. I don't know why. Maybe it's just all the pain Steve Martin is putting people through, which for some odd reason I would enjoy, I don't know. Or maybe it's just the cinematography, maybe it's Steve Martin's wonderful acting here, maybe it's the unique way of doing it, but I love this song. It's just basically an everyday sort of thing for Steve Martin as a dentist, well, being a dentist. But there's of course the added part that Steve Martin is doing this. Now, he's not that over the top of an actor, but I mean, I definitely find him as a good actor, but oh my god, I love this scene. Best scene out of the whole movie. I love what they do with it. Really, just look up this scene online. Just look up the Dentist song online. You will see what I'm talking about. It is a great song without even being in the without even having seen the movie. But alas, there aren't any other songs like those. Those are the only 3 that I like. And all the others, oh my god. Okay. Again, like Into the Woods, they never shut up. They just sing and sing and sing and sing. Never taking a break, except for like a few lines, and then they'll go back to singing, because God knows we need more songs in between. Or that's it. No, that's it. That's really it. They just sing. They never shut up. That's why they don't get any character development or any interesting storylines. They just never shut up. No matter what. They're just singing and singing and singing. And I know, it's a musical. It's a musical, right? So they should sing. Of course. I mean, that goes into the title, but that goes into the name of the genre. But not 24/7 in the frame of the movie's time. They don't need to sing constantly. Musicals don't have to work that way. They can have actual storylines going in. Disney was able to do this. They were able to have songs, but not have the film be overshadowed with them. As have many other studios. They've been able to get in songs, yet not have the film's story or characters be overshadowed. Into the Woods and Little Shop of Horrors are the exception. Sure, they get a good character or song every once in a while, and some actual story going along. And I will say I am kind of interested in how they actually work in so many songs, but still do get a narrative going through, but they don't have time to fully fill in this narrative. It's basically a bowl of a narrative without anything in it. I mean, you could put something in it, you could put something interesting into this, but they decide not to, because who wants that? But again, I do still love the dentist song, and two of the plant songs. But aside from that, there's no song that I like in this. They all just keep on going and going and going and never stopping. Although I will give them this. They have like a 4-minute scene where they don't sing. That's pretty much it. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. In an hour and a half long movie, they have like 4 minutes where they shut up. You see the problem here? 4 minutes? Maybe that's because they got Bill Murray there and they didn't want him to sing. I don't know. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with this if the songs were good or didn't just seem needless, but they seem pretty needless. There's a whole entire song with this flashback, and they could just explain the flashback. They don't need to sing about it. Oh, and there's also a song about people living in a town. People just walking through a town. They're just walking. Why does that require musical accompaniment? I don't know. Ask the creators, I guess, but why does walking need musical accompaniment all of a sudden? It makes no sense. Now, I'm for music and movies. I don't have any problem as long as they make sense as to why they're there. If they don't, if they just seem needless, like people walking, I find a problem. So, for the songs, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10. Yes, this is even less than Into the Woods. I hate these songs that much. But how's the movie overall? Well, I will give them this and that it is pretty creative, and the acting for the most part is pretty good, but they never shut up. There's no time to catch your breath after all in between the songs, aside from 4 minutes with Bill Murray, which Bill Murray and Steve Martin are together in that scene. I guess that's pretty cool. But there's no real time to stop, let the scene's impacts take in, or any time to actually catch your breath during what's going on. It's just non-stop singing. Which is, I guess, if they were trying to go for that, then I'd say they got their job. I mean, it is still pretty good songs. They're not awful, but it's just not something that I'm that into. So, for this movie, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. It felt a whole lot better than Into the Woods, but that's not really saying a lot, but I still give them credit. They did do pretty good. And next week, I'm going to be looking at my favorite TV show. And you guys don't know what that is, which I'm pretty sure you don't, then it's Gargoyles. God, I love that show.